Scoozy Trademark TV here, back for another video. Yep, back on YouTube again. Right, I've been sent here to annoy the world. Right, I love doing the prayers. When I say Jesus is my best friend, he is as well. He's got to be. Right, I must admit, I worked hard to get where I am today. I didn't know. Yeah, I had a job in the apple tree in the Pentagon Centre for 10 years. And then suddenly I walked away. I didn't know. I still don't know to this day why I'd done that. And then I went to boarding school at Housley Place in Sevenoaks. I was at boarding school. I was kicked up the bum by most people up there. Right? And then I left there when I was old enough to leave. And I bumped into John Chapman when I was over Gillingham. And well, I'm not being funny. Some members of staff say, I ain't messing with him again. Yeah, like Erica. Right, the hardest member of staff here, yeah, I went toe-to-toe at 17 Bly Way. I said, you want to start something? Let's go for it. She said, I'm going to start with you. She met her match. She didn't know. And Chris Chambers met his match as well. He's the hardest 10 in the company, yeah, and we clashed. Like he said when he saw me on the bus the other day, before my bus pass expired. He said, I ain't going to mess with you again. Yeah, no, I'm a man to be feared. Right, life gave me a kick up the backside, but I'm still here today to live the tale of what happened in the past. My mum used to slap me with a horsewhip, right? I love to get one and slap her around the head with it. I would as well. Here, you did it to me. How about you take a taste of your own medicine? Slap. Take that one. You slapped me. No, I'm old enough now. I'm 45, yeah. When I first joined care, I was 17 years old. And I met a bloke called Ray Linsdale. Right? And we've been phone dealers, well, for 30 odd years. We still are. We're still phone sellers. And then I rode in the church at King's Church, New Road, Rochester. Over there, just over the road. I rode in there. 2003. And this landscape gardener said, are you coming in here? Or are you not? Well, get in here then. Don't tell me. So I just walked in the door and never looked back. And then when COVID struck, 2020, when lockdown was about, I couldn't get back in the Kings. So I walked past St John's. Well, I knew someone called Steve in Quakers, and I said to Steve, yeah, got somewhere for me to go? He said, yeah, St John's is open down at Railway Street. So I went past one Sunday, and I saw the gazebo at the back garden with everybody in it, all enjoying themselves, and I thought, now this looks where I want to be. So I walked straight in the door, sat down for the first service, and I thought, this could be where I set sail. And Steve comes over, the pastor comes over, the one that does the church army at the time, and he was employing Helen and Roger to work with him. And I come over, and he came over, and he said, I overheard that you do poetry. Would you like to write the prayers for the Medway Oats? And I thought, and at first I turned it down. And thought, that's not the career I wanted. But then it was what I wanted when I was at King's. But I was turned down at King's, and then Luke Bacon had turned up, was there, and we were discussing it. He said that could be a career you could take on. You could take on doing the prayers, writing the God's law. And I thought, and I come away, and I wrote this amazing prayer. Yeah, this was before Ricky turned up. I wrote this amazing prayer, and I thought, and Luke read it. He said, I've never heard anything like it, and he presented it to the Rochester Diocese, to the Rochester Cathedral. And they said that's the best prayer they've ever heard of. And then I went straight down St John's on the next Sunday, all dressed clean, smart and ready to go. And Roger said, you're on at 3. Here's your chance to prove yourself. So I went on there with that same prayer, yeah. And no word of lie, it hit the spot of everybody in the church. I don't know what happened the next day, but it hit fever pitch. Everybody knew that prayer was decent. It hit fever pitch. But Roger said that was the best prayer he'd ever heard, or ever likely to hear from a Bible as well. He said, I don't know where you learned to write like that. And then the next prayer, yeah, was 50 Shades of Jesus. There you go, I wrote that. And that was another success. And then the biggest prayer I wrote was the power and the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. I wrote that. That's the biggest prayer I've ever done. I've done some bigger ones than that since then. And then the landlord over my old landlord over Gillingham, yeah, over Napier Road, 216 Napier Road, said, you've been writing poetry for 36 years. And now it must be 37 years, yeah, I've been writing poetry. And I'm still writing it. I remember the first poem I wrote in her garden when she was at Victoria Street, Gillingham, in her old property. And I scrabbled some words down. I thought, this ain't going to work. And Ray Linsdale joined. And he said, just pick the dictionary up and figure some words. And my dad wasn't very too keen on me doing poetry anyway. He wasn't too keen doing that. He didn't want me being a poetry writer. And then a week later, my dad got to pick this prayer up. Yeah, he found in the spare bedroom when I went to sleep over. He said, I've never heard anything like it. Where did you write like that? I just hit fever pitch. My dad found my prayers out of this world. My poetry out of this world. And my mother found it as well, before she left to her road to Lincolnshire. And then I left there 12 years later with an NVQ, a National Vocational Qualification behind me in retail, a city in Guilds, and many other skills. And then when COVID struck, 2020, I was still writing poetry up till then. I wrote 19 books about the coronavirus. I wrote it inside and out, all about the coronavirus, the whole entire meaning of the coronavirus, how it came about, where it originated from, and how it starts in people's bodies. What's the symptoms? Me and Chris Chambers sat there and studied the whole entire virus from start to finish. We studied it, and then one fine day I decided to start a YouTube channel. On the 25th of May 2020, I signed to YouTube. I signed officially to YouTube as sensational TMTV. 2 years on exclusively, 930 videos were made. Right? 12,195 people have viewed that channel so far. And then on the 29th of 2020, which was 21 March March the 29th, 2021, I started the road to my second channel, Exclusively Trademark TV. And I thought this ain't going to take off. And now I've made 2,370 videos. I've just hit 131 viewers, 31 subscribers. And now the views on my channel, 60,892 views. I'm still writing even today. I'm still writing up till now. I made so much videos. And when you put the 930 to my videos, I've made over 5,000 videos. I started in 5,000 videos on YouTube, right? And a bloke said, a Japanese bloke said to me from Japan, that their big screen in their shopping mall has me up on it. I'm up on their shopping mall, on their big screen. And a supermarket in Tokyo, in this supermarket, had a TV on there with my channel in it. My channel on all the TV. It's hilarious. And then you see go in this restaurant in Australia, and another restaurant in Bangladesh got me on the screen. They're playing my video in the morning. And all the staff in this company follow my YouTube channel. They do and all. They follow me. Every staff in the church follows me as well. They follow my channel. They do and all. Right, I become a big success on YouTube. Right? And I just made a video earlier on at the Paper Star, which is on the chair, and 701 people have watched it in about an hour. It's hilarious. How many people have watched it? They watched it big time. They watched it. They found it interesting. And then about 5 months ago, I wrote a cooking video, yeah, a curry steamed in the steamer. And the next minute, I put it on YouTube, and 3,900 people watched it in about 2 seconds. It hit fever pitch. 3,900 people had sat there and watched that video. I nearly died. So it hit fever pitch. Nearly 3,000 people had watched that video, that cooking video, that road in the steamer. It was hilarious how many people watched it. I couldn't believe it. And then I wrote a COVID video, the first one. Done a COVID video, right? 18 months ago, yeah. And I wrote it on YouTube with the first music in it, right? And the next minute, 3,900 people watched that COVID video. They said it was so interesting. It was the music, it was so interesting. The way it was set on the bus going to Maidstone. I thought I'd wrote it on the bus and use that kind of scene. And then I wrote this, was going to Maidstone, you know, I was coming up from up Blue Hill, and I thought I want to make a casserole, but I didn't know what to do. So I had the shoulder pork steak in the freezer, in the fridge, already defrosted. I had some veg in the freezer, some onions, all the condiments like mixed herbs and all that. And I thought, and potatoes. So I made a shoulder pork casserole, steak casserole. Right, I wrote it on YouTube. I woke up in the morning, and over 1,000 people had watched it. Over 1,001 people had watched it in an hour. And then I was down there by Railway Street one day a couple of months ago, and I wrote this speeding traffic video. And when I woke up in the morning, 1.6k views. 1,600 people had watched it in an hour since I wrote it, and I couldn't believe that. And then I wrote chips, beans and sausages, and a pie on a steak pie on YouTube. And when I woke up the next morning, 1,500 people watched it. 1,500 people sat there and watched my dinner, and I couldn't believe that. And then 18 months ago, I made a curry in a big pot on the stove in here. Me and Roy Sims TV, as he's formerly known as, we wrote this curry with all the chilies in it. This won't make no difference on YouTube. Put it on YouTube, 3,000 people. 3,000 people have watched it. And they asked for the recipe. So I sent it to someone in Nigeria. The recipe, how to make it. And then I wrote a church a prayer, one of my prayers on YouTube, and 800 people watched it. And then I wrote a sad video. I was sad one day. But my auntie Diane had passed away. Me godmother had passed away. I wrote a video about it, and the next minute, 6,000 people had watched it, sending their condolences to me, sad to her about your auntie Diane. She passed away. Yeah, I know, it was sad as well, because the teddy bear that she brought me when I was 3 years old is still in the bedroom. It's still here to prove it. It's still here. I don't know. I never know, right? I never know to this day what that teddy bear symbolised her lifestyle. That teddy bear is still here. It's still here. It hasn't gone. It's still here. It's been in hospital. It's been to schools with me. It's been everywhere. It's been on camping trips. It's been to France. It's been everywhere. It's still here. It rode on a steam train at Tinkers Park, Adlow Downs. It rode on a train at Kennedy Sussex Railway on the steam train. It rode on there. It's been everywhere, that teddy bear. I don't know what it symbolises her life story, but it does. She bought it when I was 3 years old, and I've never got rid of it, and I don't want another teddy bear. Scusi Trademark TV signing off.